Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craftably Evolved, and as always I'm so excited to be chatting to you guys today. Now I've got a few random things to share with you in today's video, so let me just get right into it. Now the first two things I want to show you are new patterns that has been released by my friend Crystal over at Chronically Crocheting. I was lucky enough that she asked me to test these patterns for her. You would have seen him on a few other podcasts already, and it's been out on my Instagram, at least Prince Leaps a Lot, who is this adorable fellow. So this is the latest super cute pattern that Crystal had released, Prince Leaps a Lot. Now she's got a whole range of patterns based on this sort of shape. She's got a dog and a cat and I think a gnome and I think a unicorn. I tested her dog pattern before, which was super cute, and I was so excited to be testing this guy again. Now her pattern calls for the frog to be tested in a worsted weight or a yarn weight 4. Of course, if you guys have been here for a while, you know that I love working with Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is a fingering weight yarn. So I did Prince Leaps a Lot in a fingering weight yarn, and he turned out sort of a hand size. So a very nice one hand sort of a frog. Now I did every part that the pattern recommended. I did his little crown, which I worked on onto his head. I did the mushroom that was part of the pattern. I did some little grass embroidery, but he was so quick and easy for me to work up, especially with the Rainbow Cotton 8/4. It's not a big bulky chunky toy that you've got to hold on to. I absolutely love making most of my toys in the Rainbow Cotton 8/4, and this guy actually worked up really quickly. So there is a bit of sewing involved in this pattern, because you do the eyeballs, you sew them onto the eyelid, then you sew it onto the head or the body, you sew on the little cheeks. If you're making the crown, you can sew on the crown, you sew on the mushroom applique. If you want to, you can also leave it off. You sew on this little belly patch. Now I did put in the bottom some thick felt, so I cut out a round piece of felt just to make it slightly flatter so that he sits nicely, and then you work, you sew on these 4 little limbs, his arms and his legs. But even with all of that sewing, he really worked up really fast for me, so I enjoyed doing him so much. Super cute pattern by Crystal. All her patterns are wonderful. I will put a link in the description box down below for her Etsy shop, where you can have a look at the pattern. It's very reasonably priced, so go have a look at her other patterns. But this guy, I absolutely love him. His eye is a little bit crooked, but I think that gives him a little bit of personality. So that was Prince Leaps a Lot. Now the second pattern that Crystal brought out, and she's got a tutorial for it, is these mini no-sew cats. Now this guy will take you half an hour to an hour, if that. He was very quick to make. Mine looks like a bit of a a bit of an alien cat, I must admit, but I think it's because I used the retro stripes, the red hot retro stripes on him. But every single part of him, his ears, his arms, his little tail, all of that is worked as you go. So there's no sewing apart from maybe a little bit of face embroidery. Very cute pattern. Again, I will link Crystal's shop down below. Crystal, thank you so much for letting me test these guys. You know I'm always available to test your patterns. Anyone else who is writing patterns and you want me to test them, let me know. I love Amigurumi. I will test your patterns for you guys. Let me know. All right, the next thing, and I've been burning to make something because I got this lovely book. I did a pre-order in the beginning of the year, and then I think in February I finally got my hard copy. So this book, I'm not sure when it's actually going to be released. You can already purchase the PDF from amigurumi.com. And what I normally do is I'm subscribed to the newsletter, amigurumi.com newsletter. So anytime there's new patterns or contests, or if they release a new book or something that's on pre-order, I get an email to let me know. So I really advise, because they bring out fantastic books. So subscribe to their newsletter so that you are always aware when they do these books that they bring out on a pre-order. It's normally a very good deal because you always get, and I've done it with a number of their recent books, where you can you place the pre-order and then they ship the book to you when it's ready, but then straight away you get the PDF version of the book, which I really like. I like having the PDF versions available as well. But I actually waited until I had the physical copy of the book to make one of these adorable patterns. Now my kids, when they saw the book, they loved it. They thought every single pattern was fabulous. My daughter kept on saying, "Oh, you've got to make Betty for me. You've got to make Betty." And every time I'm like, "Who's Betty?" And it's Betty the cow. Now I think I've made a cow once before in my entire crochet life, years and years and years ago. So this is Betty the cow. Now all of these patterns, you guys, I love DIY fluffies. Mariska Vos Bolman, she's the designer, she's the lady behind DIY fluffies. Now I've got the reindeer pattern from DIY fluffies that I've done many times in the past. I've also got the pug pattern that I've done a few times. I've got one or two other patterns. I really love this designer's patterns. And Betty the cow was a very easy to whip up. Her again I did in rainbow cotton 8/4, which is my favorite yarn to use. The pattern does come with a little flower. I did not make the flower, but I did everything else. So you do the little patch, and you do the tiny horns, and the the big head and the tiny body, and then there's this cute little scarf. But the pattern lets you crochet a little button, but I had this star button lying around and I thought, oh, that would be super cute. So I just added a little button. And there you go, Betty the cow. Now I really enjoyed it, and I must admit I actually thought that I was going to make the bunnies first. I also saw on Sam from Manifest Makes, she has done a few of these patterns, and she did a very adorable, the bee. You can see him there at the top. She did this bee, but instead of the yellow, she used like a rainbow colored variegated yarn, and it was fantastic. So I actually thought that I was going to do either the bee or these little bunnies. Now let me just get to a page where you can see all of the patterns. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Let's see. So I will see if I can show you just the patterns that you get in this one. So this is the one that I did. Now I really want to do this little mouse. But just look at how cute these patterns are. I actually thought that I would be doing the bunnies first, but believe it or not, when my daughter kept on insisting that I do Betty, I decided to do Betty the cow. And it works up very quickly because it's not very complicated or very difficult patterns. And I mean, this is the name of the book, Amigurumi Made Easy. So the patterns, I would say for the most part, would be fairly beginner friendly. So definitely, like I said, I was a fan of DIY fluffies long before this book came out. I would absolutely recommend this book for anyone. It's got very cute patterns. It's easy to follow. The patterns are always adorable. So there you go. Little Betty the cow, there's her little tail in the back. I really enjoyed making this one. So I probably think very soon I will be making those bunnies. And I definitely want to do that little bee, which I thought was really, really cute. Now you guys, for the rest of this video, like this is the yarny part of the video that's done, but I wanted to show you one or two things that I bought actually today. Now it is spring break over here, so the kids are on holiday. My husband and I, we have a few days leave as well. So we went into the city, and I love going into Copenhagen Central. It is absolutely fantastic to walk around there. They've got fabulous shops. I just really like going into the city. Now I did buy one or two very cute things, not entirely yarn related, but I'm sure you guys would still appreciate it. Now Easter, you guys, are everywhere. So the whole place is full of eggs and hens and I don't know, bunnies and flowers. It is springtime. It is absolutely magnificent everywhere you look. You just get these fresh spring vibes. You get Easter vibes. The sun was shining today, which in Denmark is a miracle in itself because the sun doesn't shine here that often, but the sun is out. It's absolutely fantastic outside. And one of my favorite shops, now I have done, when I did my city vlog last year, I took you into De Gammel Apotheek, which just translates to the old pharmacy. But it's like it's sort of a souvenir type of shop, but they've got a lot of very nice handmade type items, and I love going in there. Now today I did get these very cute bunnies. Now this is the one. So as I'm saying, I've got Easter on the brain, I've got spring on the brain. So these cute bunnies, they've got the most amazing handmade or like these types of toys in that shop every time I go there. And I've been wanting these bunnies for absolute ages. So this was a little girl bunny with her little dress. Now, as you know, Caroline and I, so Caroline from For the Love of Crochet and I, we are doing our Amigurumi mod, which is where you can do any amigurumi pattern and then you change it up or add something or create a scene relating to that amigurumi, but in a craft other than crochet. Now I really I liked this little dress when I saw it, so I thought this looks very simple. Now I've got a few toy sewing pattern books, but this one was such a nice little shirt. Now, of course, I would not just buy a little girl bunny to be sitting all by her lonesome. I got her a little boyfriend. This is the little boy bunny. Look at this cute little shirt with the little buttons and his little teeny tiny little pants. Oh my word, I thought they were so adorable. So they are going to be sitting in my office area where I can just look at them and just feel happy and springy and all of those good crafty things. So I thought you guys would like seeing these super adorable little bunnies. Are they not cute? Now in another shop, again you guys, me and the souvenir shops, I cannot resist them. But in a second souvenir shop, which have got a lot of handmade items as well, I found this guy. Oh, is he not cute? So he's a little felt bunny that's wearing a little knitted, I don't know what, little overalls. Oh my word, look at his little tail. Is he not cute? Look at his little flower. Oh, I could not resist him when I saw him. So this one is also sitting in my office area, but he's just a tiny little bunny, just giving me some spring vibes. The last thing I bought. Now, a lot of you guys use Hygge yarn. Now, you might not know what I'm saying, but once you see the word, you will know what it is. This word you have seen many times because there's a yarn available in the US with this name. No one ever knows how to pronounce it. Although I live in Denmark and this is a Danish word, I do not speak Danish, but I can pronounce it, believe it or not. And they actually show, they were very smart, on this tin, Hygge. So this is how you pronounce this word, Hygge. Now Hygge is, you do not actually find this specific translation in any other language. Now Hygge roughly translates to a feeling of coziness. So feeling of comfort, coziness. And they've got on this tin, now this is a tin of cookies, which I could not resist. Now look at this little knitted, I just wish they had one with crochet on it, but they didn't. So they've got these little knitting needles, the little heart, and then they've got all these different terms for Hygge on this tin. Now for instance, they would say the one is called Dansk Hygge Crow, which is a Danish cozy corner. Now does that not sound like the type of place you would want to sit and crochet? A small place dedicated to coziness. So a Hygge Crow cozy corner, a small place dedicated to coziness. Then some of the other meanings for Hygge, they've got raw Hygge, which is raw coziness, extremely cozy, chilling with friends. This is what we're doing right here, you guys. So we have got raw coziness, extremely cozy, chilling with friends. Then they've got Hygge snack, which is a cozy chat. Again, you guys, what we've been doing all this time, Hygge, we have been just, I don't know, having a lovely chit chat, you know, a cozy get together with friends. So Hygge snack, a cozy chat, which just means a lovely chit chat. And then they've got some other things that creates Hygge. So things that create or that's associated with Hygge in Denmark. Candlelight, warm blankets, gentle, soothing things. This is why in Denmark they sell, I think by the tons, candles, because burning candles is really, really big here in Denmark. That creates that feeling of coziness. Then they've got Hygge Stund, which is cozy time or cozy hour. Again, what we are doing here, cozy time either on your own or with friends. Cozy time or cozy hour. Is that not fantastic? Do you not think that is the most fantastic word and description? Hygge, feeling of coziness, being together with your friends, being on your own, having a cozy corner. You guys, how could I put this down? No, I bought it. Brought it home with me. Needed some extra Hygge. Alright friends, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, I love chatting to you guys. I love catching up with you. Let me know what you are doing. This week, while I've got a few days off, I will be working on my collab project. I'm also doing one or two other things. I'm sneaking a few bears in between as well, seeing if I can find some interesting patterns that catches my eye. You know, I'm still on my whole kick of working with variegated yarns, so I'm excited to see which other patterns I can find that works really well with variegated yarns. Most probably, you guys, they will be bears. Alright, so that's it for this episode. I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic week ahead. I hope you get some cozy Hygge crochet time in, some lovely cozy time with your family, with your friends, on your own, whatever it may be. As always, you guys, stay safe and stay crafty.